Greetings everybody. I'd like to welcome our special guests today and remind you guys to turn off your phones and cell phones and pagers and whatnot. And we'll go ahead and get started with Hank is going first and Ryan's introducing him.
Alright, Hank Slucher is a man of many talents. He's a great example for all your underclassmen too. He's the hardest worker that I know. He never flirts with girls, especially younger girls, and he never antagonizes anyone. Actually, Hank antagonizes everybody, especially teachers. Sophomore year, Mr. Arnold routinely told Hank to put a sock in it. He turned in his autobiography to Miss Carter 2.5 months late, and he even wrote "I don't know" for an answer on a geometry test. Every answer, actually. On the first day of school this year, one teacher, not to be named, declared, "Wow, Hank, you really are as bad as they say." Hank is also a great teacher. He's taught me many things, like how to deal with nagging physical ailments, how to give girls the silent treatment, how to do business with pesos, and how much better the world would be if everybody had gills. Well, Hank's one of my best friends, but he always keeps it real. He'll always tell you what's really up, despite your feelings on the matter. Hank routinely told the Spanish 4 class about the world's problems and how everybody is overrated. He's got plenty going for him, too. One person characterized him perfectly, saying he usually looks good, smells good, and has something interesting to say. Good luck on your speech. I'm sure everybody's ready to hear it.
I know all of you ask yourself one question on a daily basis, and that question is, what is a day in the life of Hank Slucher like? You actually probably don't wonder what goes on in my head in life, but for the sake of this speech, let's assume you do. To answer this question, I will describe a typical school day for you, a Monday. After a weekend, waking up on a Monday can be tough. That's okay, I accept the challenge of school that lies before me. Wake up, 6:30 a.m. Roll over. Turn on the TV. Proceed to go back to sleep. Wake up, 6:45 a.m. Find my phone and check Twitter, Facebook, ESPN Score Center, and the Weather Channel app to provide me with all the vital information I will need for the rest of the day. What time I get done with this varies, depending on how much life happened on Twitter and Facebook while I was sleeping. But usually by 6:55, I am walking to the bathroom to get ready. First, I brush my teeth, then I get in the shower. Unless my scarce facial hair is looking extra crusty. In that case, I shave before I get in the shower. I won't go into the various products I use in the shower for my hair. However, I will share with you that they are all available at your local Kroger, Target, or Walgreens. The frequency and combinations in which these products are used to achieve excellence will not be found at these places of business. Anyway, when I get out of the shower, I dry off and put on my uniform. When getting dressed, I usually wear a navy polo. On Mondays, I have the luxury of the choice between 2 polos. The one that has only the top button, or the one that has both buttons and the broken seam on the shirt tail. I don't struggle with this seemingly difficult decision as some of you might. The choice is obvious. Always go with the 2-button shirt. Not because of the buttons, but because of the broken seam on the shirt tail. This is key. This makes this shirt tail an extra inch long, which makes it the only collegiate polo that fits well enough for me to be able to tuck it in. While I might not seem big to most of you, it's all relative. It really is all relative. All of my polos were purchased when I was a freshman, at the physically imposing size of 5'5", 120 pounds. So a size medium polo was perfectly appropriate at the time. However, in the 3.5 years since then, I have grown considerably to the size of your average Division I All-American offensive lineman. 5'10" and 3/4 inches, 140 pounds. My weight actually fluctuates between 137 pounds and 144 pounds, depending on whether or not I have eaten. 140 pounds is a nice average. I know what some of you are thinking. 140 pounds? A medium should still fit. You are in fact wrong. I will have you know that the school's polos ran small that year, and that mine have mysteriously shrunk further by a factor of at least 20%. Both of these claims have been proven through in-depth scientific research. Well, back to my routine. After fully dressed, I pick up my backpack and phone before I leave my room. To spice up the morning with a fun game, I always guess what time it will be when I pick up my phone. And I am correct 85% of the time. This time is usually between 7:12 and 7:19 a.m. This gives us 8 possibilities for which minute it will be. A truly random guess would only be correct 12.5% of the time. The fact that my average guess is 72.5% above everyone else's average guess doesn't tell you how good I am, then you need to witness. Where? 2406 Valley Vista Road. When? Between 7:12 and 7:19 a.m. RSVP? Not necessary. The back door is open. Come upstairs, turn left. The walls of my room match my eyes. You can't miss it. You might want to arrive early, as space is limited. With adrenaline pumping from my victory, I proceed to go downstairs. Looking for nutrition before I exit the back door, I find nothing, and I settle on a nice glass of tap water for breakfast. After driving to school, always arriving by 7:33, I slowly make the long walk from the parking lot to the upper school. This walk can take anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes, depending on the day's pace. The school day then ensues, and during the school day, I participate in school-like activities. All right, let's face it, all of you know what I do. The school day ends at 3:10. That is a glorious event. During the soccer season, I had practice, but now that is over. This means that approximately 16 hours are at my disposal before I need to start preparing for the next day. This is almost just too much for me. 16 hours without anything to structure what I do, other than the fact that sleep might need to work in there at some point? What a gift. Given its scarcity, I spend this time wisely. First I go home. Upon arriving, the first thing I do is not to change clothes. No, the first thing I do is go to the oven, turn it on, get a frozen pizza out of the freezer, and proceed to cook it. Next I turn on the TV and begin to watch various shows. How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men, and Sports Center are staples in this time. I do remember, of course, to take my perfectly baked pizza out of the oven and eat it while I watch TV and lay on the couch. With my stomach full, I tend to nod off for a nap. When I wake up, I'm back on the hunt for food. Usually an unsuccessful hunt, where I settle on for roll-ups. The last 1 to 4 hours, which seemingly disappeared in my nap, I'm okay with having lost them. After my... on a good... I watch TV until 10:30 or 11. Then I didn't realize I need to go upstairs and shower. After my shower, homework starts to come into the equation. I like to get out all my books, put them on a bed, realize what I have to do, and then watch some more TV. An hour or so later, I start to get to work. But I get drowsy. After about 30 minutes of homework, I conclude that I'm too tired for this, and that my best work would be done tomorrow, rushing minutes before class. I then turn out the lights, close my eyes, and go to sleep, just to start all over again tomorrow. This is the day in the life. Thanks for listening, and please do share my story. Not to say that it's an absolute necessity that everyone knows, but they should. That was really good. Nice job.